We're going to begin just in a really comfortable, easy seated position this morning. This 45-minute yoga flow is designed for rest days. It's super chill, very deep stretches, a few longer holds, something that's really manageable for everyone. If you do have blocks or some sort of thick book, I do recommend using those this morning. If you need them, they can make your practice a lot more comfortable, regardless of how advanced in your yoga practice you are. So like I said, it's going to be a really, really gentle, restorative practice this morning. The idea is that we will end up feeling like silk in the next 45 minutes. So we're going to begin, like I say, just in a really easy position. We'll shut down the eyes. And we'll start just by reacquainting ourselves with our breath, shutting off our main sense of sight so we can tune in, listen to how the body's feeling this morning. And on that note, I want to set an intention for this morning. And that intention is to just listen to the body's feedback, whether that's what the muscles are saying or what the mind is saying. I'm going to become aware of whatever our body is telling us. Breathing in and out through the nose. We'll take 3 deep breaths here together. Allowing the breath to be easy, spine to be tall. Then gently plant the left fingertips beside you. Reach the right arm up and over and gaze up past the right bicep. Feeling a nice stretch right through the right side of the body. Creating some space in the ribs there. We're going to be moving slower today. Really being mindful of each pose, spending a few breaths in each. Then float the right fingertips down beside you, reach up with the left arm, gaze up towards the sky. Really extend the left fingertips towards the side of the room, so out and up. Actively feeling into that left side of the body. While it is a more gentle and chill flow, we still want to be actively participating. Good, and release the left hand down. Take a couple of rolls up and down with the shoulders. Just releasing any tension here. And then take the hands behind the back. The right hand is going to reach onto the left forearm, and the left hand can just rest gently on the left thigh. Feeling a pull in that right shoulder through the chest. If you can't reach your arm, that's fine. Just hook on to the back of your trousers or your t-shirt. And then gently drop the left ear over to the left shoulder. So feeling a nice pull through the right side of the neck here. Drop the chin down to the chest. And then bring the left ear back to the left shoulder. Just moving the neck up and down on this one side. moving at your own pace. And then gently release the head, come back up, release that right hand, take the right hand to the right thigh, and then reach around with the left hand, grabbing on this time to the right forearm. Feeling a nice stretch through the chest on the left side, left shoulder getting some attention. And then we'll drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. And again, move down, chin to chest. Feeling the full length of the left side of the neck here. The movement is small and subtle. Be gentle on the neck. And then bring the head back up to center. Go ahead and release that left arm, taking the hands to the knees. We're going to swing our legs round, planting them at the top of the mat, and come all the way onto your back. Walk the feet in close to the sit bones as we prepare for bridge. Take the hands alongside the body, palms face, and press into the mat. And on an inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, and energetically draw the knees together. We don't want them falling apart here. We want them lifted up. Actively press into the feet, press into the hands. And allow the chin to just rest into the chest as the hips lift up a little bit higher. Breathing here. Good, we'll hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower the hips down. Take the feet off of the mat and lift the upper body, engaging our core. And then begin to rock up a little bit more, finding boat pose. So bend the knees as much as you need here. Really engage that core. Arms reach to the front of the mat. Good, breathe here. And then gently cross the feet at the top of the mat. Plant the hands and press back for tabletop. Bring the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then gently begin to rock back and forth, warming the wrists up here. Shifting the body weight over top of the wrists, really pressing back. You can tuck the toes as you do this here for a toe stretch as well. As you sit back, feel into the toes, come forward, feel the pressure on the wrists. A couple more like that. Good, and then settle back through center. Take the fingertips towards the body, open the forearms to the front of the room. And again, just begin to rock back and forth. The movement might be smaller here, depending on how the wrists and the forearms are feeling in this position. And take the fingertips back to the front of the room. Sit back on the heels just for a moment. Give the wrists some organic movement. Anything that feels like it's needed here or wanted. And then shift your weight back forward into tabletop. Plant the right hand down. We're going to prepare for thread the needle. On an inhale, sweep the left arm up. Open the body up to the left side of the room. Gaze up towards the fingertips. And then exhale, shift the left arm down and under the body, coming to rest on the left shoulder. Allow the side of your head to rest on the mat as well. An option here to take the right hand either behind the back and hooking onto the thigh, trousers, t-shirt, whatever. Or you can take the right hand and interlace the fingers, really drawing that left arm over to the right. So whatever feels good. Allow yourself to be heavy. Creating some space in the back of the shoulders, in the upper back body. It's not going to get too hectic this morning, so really be mindful of the breath. This easy, relaxed attitude that we have now, we carry throughout the whole practice. Wherever you are, take the right hand back down to the mat. Press yourself up. Lift the left arm up once again. And then exhale, settle the left hand down on the mat. We'll prepare for the other side. On an inhale, reach the right arm up. Breathe here as the body opens to the right side of the room. And then exhale, sweep the right arm down and under, coming to rest on the right side of the head. Opening up that right shoulder blade. Option to take the left hand back and around, or clasp onto the right hand and pull to the side of the room. One more breath here. And then take the left fingertips back to the ground. Reach up with the right. Unthread your needle. Good. And then plant them back for tabletop. Beautiful. Sitting back up in our neutral position here. On an inhale, press the left foot to the back of the room. Toes point towards the floor. And feel your glutes engage. Feel that nice straight line. Draw the lower belly up towards your spine. Imagine your belly button is drawing up and in. And then when you're ready, extend the right hand out to the front of the room. Good. Breathe here. Feel your lower back and your abs working. Feeling balanced here on our knees. And we're going to draw the right elbow over to the left knee. You can do this 5 times. So on an inhale, reach forward. And then exhale, round the back. Draw the right elbow, left knee comes in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Really press into the left hand as you round the spine. Draw that core in. Good. Inhale to extend and exhale to release. Beautiful. Prepare for the other side. On an inhale, press the left or the right leg back. Toes press towards the ground. Foot is nice and flexed. Checking in with that line, feeling the glutes engage. And when you're ready, extend the left arm. 5 on this side. Inhale to reach. Exhale to round. Inhale to reach. And really crunch your core in here. Draw that knee in the closest to the front of the mat as you can. Really draw that elbow. Make sure they're touching. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Good. Inhale to reach and exhale to release. Beautiful. Preparing for downward facing dog. Press the thumb and pinky fingers into the mat. Tuck the toes. Engage your core and lift your knees an inch off the mat. And when you're ready, lift the tailbone up and back. Coming into downward facing dog. Press the tailbone nice and high. Mount the upper body towards the top of the thighs. Breathe. No worries if the heels don't come to the ground. It's early. Find some movement here. Pedaling the feet out. Allowing the head to hang heavy. And then find stillness in your downward facing dog. Begin to straighten the legs. If and when you're ready. And take some breaths here. Just really feeling into the back side of the legs. Pressing through the hands. Creating that nice upside down V shape. As I said at the beginning of practice, we're going to be spending a little bit longer in each pose, giving us the chance to really open up and relax. Gaze to the top of the mat and then begin to walk the feet close to the hands, finding a forward fold. Bend the knees here as much as you need. Allow the upper body to hang heavy. And grab onto opposite elbows, finding ragdoll. And just release the tension. Imagine any tension that you're holding in your shoulders or neck or legs literally dropping to the ground. Just falling off of you. You can release the hands if you like. Remain heavy. Stay folded. And then plant the fingertips, taking them to the mat or to your shins. Inhale, half lift, find a flat back. Exhale, fold once more. And then lower the sit bones down, coming into a really generous bend of the knees here. And inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Bring the palms to touch. And then exhale, release the hands by your side. Moving slowly this morning. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms touch again. And then with a flat back, swan dive forward. Coming to fold over the legs again. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to forward fold. And then inhale. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. Lower the left knee down and find your low lunge. Inhale to sweep the arms up overhead. If you like, you can keep the arms reaching up, or perhaps just take them to the right knee. Just bending nice, generously into the right knee, extending that left leg back and down, opening up the hip flexors. Breathe here. Coming back to our intention to listen to the body. Really tune in to what feedback it's giving us. The body's never right or wrong. It's simply telling us information based on what we repeatedly do. So if your hips feel a little tighter or a little looser, it's just coming from whatever it is you've spent the last few days doing. It's not bad, it's not good, it just is. Maybe it's telling you a little bit more about what you need. And shift the weight back, coming into half splits. Begin to walk the right heel out maybe a little bit further away. And straighten the right leg, flex the right toes towards the sky. If you have your blocks, this is where they can really come in handy. And just inhale to find a nice tall spine. And exhale with a flat back. Draw the chest closer to the right thigh. We'll be here for a little bit. Just really feeling into the right hamstring. So be mindful not to go in too hard, too fast. Don't overstretch. Use your blocks if you need. I have very short arms, so I use blocks a lot. Just inching closer to the right thigh, the right shin. Allow the head to relax. Beautiful deep stretch here. And plant the right foot back down onto the ground, finding your low lunge once again. Sweep the arms up overhead, tuck the back toes, and using the strength of the legs, rise into your high lunge. Good, turn both feet towards the left side of the room, finding a wide-legged stance. And then with a flat back, reach the arms forward, come into a wide-legged forward fold. Readjust so that your stance is appropriate for you. Again, you might like to use your block, taking the fingertips to the ground, or coming up onto the block. But come into a really relaxed forward fold here, reaching the head down. And allow gravity to just take over here. Inhale to half lift, find a flat back, and then walk your hands over to the left side. Walk the hands through center, and come over to the right. Walk the hands back to center, shift the weight back to the front of the mat, finding a runner's lunge. And then plant the left hand, reach the right arm up, opening to the right side of the room. And then take the right foot on a 45-degree angle as you sink the left hip down. Feeling this in the right glute and the right hip. Breathe here. Gaze down at the left hand. Frame the right foot, coming back into your runner's lunge. Step the right foot back for plank. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Either lower the knees or gently lower all the way down onto the belly. Good. Untuck the toes. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Engage the glutes and engage the lower back. And then lift for baby cobra. And exhale, release the forehead to the mat. We'll flow through 2 more baby cobras. On an inhale, peel the chest off of the mat. Using our hands as little as possible here, just really engaging that lower back. Exhale, release. Inhale, peel yourself away from the mat. And exhale, release. Tuck the hands under the shoulders, press back through tabletop, and come back to downward facing dog. Gaze to the top of the mat, walk the feet up towards the hands, finding a forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees a lot and root to rise. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, release the hands by your side. Check in here with how the body's feeling, how the right side is feeling compared to the left side. And inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat this time, lowering the right knee down. And inhale, find your low lunge. Untuck the right toes. And again, either reaching the hands up or coming to place them on the left knee. Just bending into that left knee. Checking in with the right hip flexor. You might like to close down the eyes. And if at any point this feels really funny for the knees, feel free to take a cushion or a blanket under the knees. Just take some pressure off. Now the hips to open up. And then frame the left foot with the fingertips. Send your body weight back. Flex the left toes, finding half splits on the left side this time. Melting over top of the left thigh when and if you're ready. Again, taking the blocks either side of the left leg if you wish, keeping the fingertips pressed or maybe coming onto the palms. Play around with your levels here. You're going to know what feels better for you. You might surprise yourself. How does the left hamstring feel compared to the right hamstring? Then bend once again into the left knee. Tuck the back toes of the right foot. Reach the arms up, preparing for high lunge. Using our leg strength, lift the back knee. And then begin to turn the feet towards the right side of the room. Good, reach the arms up. I will face you so you don't get my butt in your face. Toes face towards the side of the room. Good. And then when you're ready, begin to forward fold. Allow the upper body to hang heavy here. Again, coming down to whatever feels good. Maybe walking the feet in narrower or wider. Play around as your body. Unless you're really overstretching it, there's no dire consequences to trying something new. Trying something in general. As long as we're listening, we're receiving the feedback, you're pretty much safe to move around really just organically and try things out. I always encourage play. Inhale to half lift. And this time walk the hands over to the right. Walk the hands through center, coming over to the left. And walking back through center. Turn the body back to the top of the mat. Maybe that will be this way. Bend once again into the left knee. Step the left foot back, come into plank. Option to lower the knees or tuck the elbows nice and close, engage the triceps, coming all the way down onto the belly. Take the forearms underneath the shoulders, finding Sphinx Pose. Gentle back bend, open the chest up, gaze up towards the sky. Beautiful pose to combat a lot of sitting that we do, a lot of that hunched over position that the body very quickly adapts to. And gently release the forehead down to the mat. Take the hands under the shoulders and press back for child's pose, taking the knees as wide as you like here. Big toes touch and reach the hands towards the front of the mat. Allow the upper body to hang heavy, resting the forehead on the ground. And draw the hands back under the shoulders. Bring the knees back together and come into puppy pose. So keeping the tailbone high, beginning to walk the hands towards the top of the mat and allow the upper body to melt towards the ground. Resting the forehead on the mat if you like, bringing the chin to the ground. Or if you've got your blocks or books and want a deeper stretch, you can take them onto perhaps the lower level, whatever feels good. And then melt once again, this time with the wrists being slightly higher so that you can really get into the shoulders. Just whatever feels good. Breathe into the shoulders, breathe into your lats. When we're climbing often, this is a really good stretch to do daily. It's all the right parts of us. And then gently release. Come back through tabletop. Remove your blocks. And then come to place the feet at the top of the mat once again as we prepare to make our way onto our back. Lift the feet off the ground, finding boat pose once more. Really engage that core. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the legs out if you can and slowly lower all the way down onto your back. Good, release the feet, release the hands, and then step the left heel in close to the sit bones. Draw the right leg up and cross the right foot over top of the left knee. And then come to lying pigeon. So you're welcome to stay here if you like, or reach around behind the left thigh or shin and draw the knee in nice and close. Breathe into the right hip. Returning to our calm breath. If at any point your mind begins to wander, just come back to the breath. Come back to the sensations in the body. Become aware of how the body softens the longer you spend time here. How the stretch becomes comfortable. And gently release the left shin or the back of the left leg. Keeping the legs where they are, take the left foot back to the ground. Cross your legs over, finding a lying eagle legs. You can tuck the right foot underneath the left shin, left calf. And extend the arms out beside you and drop the knees over to the left. No worries if your feet don't intertwine. Just drop the knees over for a spinal twist. Gazing over to the right. Breathe into the lower back. And then use your belly strength to draw the knees back through center. Release the right foot, taking both heels back to the ground. Bring the right heel nice and close to your sit bones. Lift the left leg, cross the left foot over top of the right knee. And reaching around, hooking onto the right thigh or the right shin. Allow the upper body to hang heavy. Just feel how the left hip opens up. This might feel good too in the upper back or in the shoulders as you reach around and grab onto that right shin. Maybe you feel this in your upper back. It's all good as long as you're feeling it somewhere. Allow the left hip to open up as you exhale. Great stretches for runners and cyclists and all of those sports that we're allowed to do during lockdown. If you're doing a lot of that, this should feel really good. And keeping the legs where they are, release the hands. Take the right heel back to the ground. We'll set up for eagle legs. This time, the left foot reaches around behind the right calf. Arms come out to the side and drop the knees over to the right. Using that core strength, draw the knees back through center, release the left foot. Bring both knees in nice and close to the chest, reach around, hook onto the shins. Just rock and roll out side to side, giving the lower back a massage. Coming into happy baby, bend the knees, draw them towards the ground and hook onto the outside edges of the feet or the big toes. Just draw the knees down toward the ground. You can find movement here. Or just be still. Opening up the hips one last time. And release the feet, draw the knees in close to the chest. One last rock and roll side to side, and then we'll begin to rock back and forth, coming all the way up into a seated position. And cross the legs or come into any comfortable seat. You're welcome to otherwise find Shavasana. It's your practice. You're at home. You're welcome to take whatever you like. Or you can come with me and just rest the hands gently on the knees. And we'll come back to our intention of listening to the body. And reflect on everything it's just told you, everything it's telling you right now. And to yourself, just thank it for all that it does, without us actually having to be conscious. All of its breaths, all of the food that it metabolizes, the way it sleeps and wakes when it needs to. Just bring a gentle smile to your lips. And bring the hands to heart center. Thank you all for practicing with me this morning. Practice is now complete. Namaste.